got a few things I want to get off my chest. First off, the Democratic Party in California, they dug 30 feet down into the dirt and they found this copper wire there. So they said, this proves that the Democratic Party in California had a telephone service 150 years ago. See how good the Democrats are? Well, Senator Butters heard about this, and he went out into the cow pasture, and he dug straight down 200 feet and found absolutely nothing. And what was he said? Well, that proves that the Utah Republicans 200 years ago had a wireless system. I learned a long time ago not to say jokes unless they had something to do with your talk. So here's what that had to do with my talk. Republicans will take one little piece of data somewhere and try to make a huge platform out of it, regardless of whether or not the data fits what they're talking about. We have to call them on that. We cannot be passive. We cannot sit back and let them get away with this anymore. Republicans will make big deals out of little things. We need to make sure that they get called on. Today's Republican Party is the party of no. That's all they seem to say. And I found out where they got their motto from. If you go into the boys' bathroom back here and you look in the urinals, there's a little thing that says, just say no. That must be where they got it. But I actually feel sorry for the Republicans. They are going through an extremely public mental breakdown. Think about what they're doing. Holy cow. Barack Obama has not even been in office for 3 months yet. That won't be until Monday. And already they're calling him a tyrant. They're calling him, it's interesting, they're calling him a socialist, which is on the extreme left side. And they're calling him a fascist, which is on the extreme right side. So he must really be right about in the middle, which is kind of where I want my president. I think they're starting to hear voices, though. I really do. If you watch some of those Tea Party things, oh my God. The other thing for the Republicans right now is they're being led around by the noses by Fox News, Hannity, Limbaugh. Think about it. The chairman of the Republican National Committee had to apologize to Rush Limbaugh. Can you imagine that? Think about that. Something definitely wrong with that. Now, let's talk about what we're about to do here today. In the last couple months, we have had some incredible things happen in the world. And I want to talk about 3 captains. First, Captain Sully. Everybody knows who he was. He was the airline captain that brought his airplane down in the Hudson River, saved his crew, saved 150 people on that plane. An incredible man. Humble. It wasn't him, it was his training. It was the union training that he went through as a pilot that saved those people. He wasn't a hero. Let's talk about Captain Phillips. Everybody knows who he was. Captain of that freighter who gave himself up so that his crew could be set free. Then let's talk about the captain of the Bay Bridge, Navy officer, who when called upon, gave the order to shoot. 3 SEALs on the back end of a boat, took 3 shots, killed 3 pirates. Where do we get these people? Today, here in Davis County, we're going to elect another captain. The captain of this party. We call him a chair. I don't care. He's the captain. He or she will be the person that leads us forward for the next couple of years. I am expecting that captain to be as selfless, to be as humble, to be as straightforward with us, and as professional as these 3 captains that I've talked about. That's what you as delegates are here to do today. Okay, I'm about to do the most dangerous thing a politician ever does. I'm going to say some thank yous. And I know I'm going to forget somebody. And everybody's going to be mad at me. So please, forgive me if I do forget you. First, I want to say thanks to Carla, Carol, and Jim Newsom, the crew that ran our office last year and kept that place going incredibly well. And as you know, the Smiths have agreed to keep us in the building, so we still have an office even though it's April, almost May. So thank you. I'd like to thank Bob and Jean Van Valkenburg. These are two people that I look to for when I get tired. I look at them and I say, no, if they're still moving, I'm still moving. And I appreciate the love and the respect that I have for you two. Thank you very much. There's a few people that aren't here today that I will privately thank when I get a chance. I'd also like, even though he's not here, unless he snuck in, Wayne Holland, the chair of the state party, I'd like to thank him for his leadership and friendship over the last few years. Todd, where's Todd? Todd Taylor? Where do you go? He's outside. Todd, get in here. Todd Taylor, I gotta tell you, whenever I had a problem, all I had to do was call 328-1212 and ask for Todd. I had the answer. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate it. Craig Axford and Tika Beard, also at the state office, were fantastic. Rob, where's Rob? Rob Miller, who's running for my position today, and Richard Watson, who was the previous chair back over there. Thank you for everything. We had lunch the other day, and I learned more just sitting there absorbing everything from those two than I can at any other time. It's wonderful. Then I have three final thank yous, but I want to do one more thing before I do that. There are four things I want this party to think about over the next little while. I have here the Supreme Court decision, Roe versus Wade. If you haven't read it, read it. The interesting thing that is never brought up, if we delete Roe versus Wade, we give the government the right to say that you can't have an abortion. Everybody knows that, right? We also give the government the right to tell you you cannot have another child and forcibly sterilize you. Is that what we want to give up? I don't think so. Come and read it. Also, the economy. We need to keep supporting our president and keep moving forward on the economy. No doubt about that. Then the last thing, one of my heroes is George Patton. I'm an Army guy. No surprise, right? One of his quotes, and I want to say this about the Republicans, what the Democratic Party has to do is grab the Republicans by the ear and kick them in the ass all across the state until they wake up and do what's right. Okay? That's my challenge to you guys. Now, last three thank yous. Zach, my nephew, who always comes to these things even though he lives in Salt Lake County, and I couldn't do everything I've done without him. My daughter Kimberly, who keeps me straight, argues with me when I say things and makes me hone my positions to a razor sharp thing. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Zach, would you come forward? I told my wife last night I wasn't going to get emotional. I lied. You'll notice these roses are yellow. I served in the cavalry in the United States Army, and the yellow rose is the cavalry rose. Cheryl, would you come on? I could not have done anything without this woman's support. Thank you very much.